Hello, lovelies. Have you ever been writing a scene and then all of a sudden your mind just goes blank, right? And nothing is coming to mind? Like you know you need to write something, the characters need to do something, say something, anything. But just for whatever reason, nothing is coming to mind. Absolutely nothing. So today, I thought it would be fun to use some divination to see if we can kind of get around that problem of just pulling the blank or just hitting that wall in that scene, right? So I will be using Tarot, Lenormand, and Kipper in this reading. Tarot is going to be used as the emotional state, like what the characters are emotionally coming into the scene with, and then Lenormand and Kipper will help build out the scene. So, without further ado, let's head over to the cards and see what kind of scene we're diving right into. This is character A. Now let's get character B before we start. Character B. Let's move character B off the way. Let's start with character A. Our reversed Four of Swords. Mr. or Miss Ma'am over here is probably a little restless at this moment because Four of Swords is normally about rest, getting recuperation when you need it, probably overthinking something when they should be resting and like recuperating and not thinking about it, you know. It's kind of like those people that take a day off but they're always thinking about work. They're not necessarily recuperating. So this is a situation that's kind of been weighing heavy on their mind, character A's mind. Enough to where they shouldn't be stressing themselves out about it and they should be resting from whatever situation has brought them here in the first place. And this could be a physical thing that happened too, but this is mostly like they're getting in their head about the thing. Almost not like, I guess maybe paranoia levels of thinking about things. The stress can become and present as physical responses. Anywho, well, I'm getting off track. So that's just kind of where the character is standing right now. Is kind of like they're in overthinking. They're thinking too much into a situation when they shouldn't be. They should be like kind of taking a break from that. Now we get with character B. And we have the reverse Three of Wands. This is where they're standing in. So, Three of Wands is, you know, about seeing kind of like, if you look upright, it's this character is staring out to an expansive, vast, open, presumably open, environment. And so, like, the possibilities are endless because the possibilities in front of him are also so endless, or them are endless in front of them. It just takes them walking in that direction or taking the first step in that. So, with this being reversed, I think this character is probably stuck. And although they want to move forward, they want to take that leap and explore, you know, the possibilities that are before them. I just think they're nervous, they're hesitant. So now let's kind of pull in some Lenormand and Kipper. So yeah, let's start with Lenormand, and that's going to give us the event or the action. So I'm going to pull 2 cards for this because I feel like it'll just give more clarification, and I think pulling just 1 card. Whoop. We'll use that one, and let's pull this card. So now let's flip these around and see what we have here. So for the first card we have Bear. This specifically kind of looks like a polar bear. Doesn't look like a really happy polar bear. Or maybe it is happy, but it looks kind of like it's roaring at somebody. So I don't think it's happy. And it's standing on what looks like someone's like cart or something, I don't know. But yeah, so we have Bear for our first card. And then we have Anchor. for our second card. So the bear here, we're going to look at them separately before we look at them together. So bear here, bears are, obviously powerful, powerful creatures. So this, in terms of like an action or like something that, something to fluff up the scene. So like, I think, given what we know kind of about the characters right now, bear means, bears are, so bears are powerful, right? They're dominant. They are intimidating. And this card kind of shows that as well. So, what that means, that this could be someone's boss, because bosses are powerful, in a work setting. They can control hours, like the schedule, they could be intimidating, especially when you've gotten in trouble or you think you're in trouble and they're like really quiet. But this could also be like someone having control over them. It doesn't have to be a work situation either. But I think like someone intimidating in this situation for these two characters is kind of looming over them or stopping them from the stability which we have with the anchor here. But this could also be said as like something is keeping them stuck here in their current states too. So that could be it. Looking at it, one of like two ways come into my head when I think of these two together, because this one's like stability or holding yourself down or holding yourself back, depending on how the things play out in this situation. But given what I'm seeing with this character right now, or these two characters, that one's overthinking and one's too scared to start. But I think because they're anxious and scared because there's someone powerful, either intimidating them, scaring them, being possessive over them. But yeah, someone is holding power over both of these characters in their own ways, and that is anchoring them in a situation, right? And the situation they find themselves in is not really a good one, right? Because, well, like I said, one's anxious and one's scared to move into greener pastures. They see the greener pastures, but they're scared to move into those greener pastures because of this intimidating person holding them down in this situation to where they think this way. But how does that help these two characters in this scene? I think that whoever this person is a common person for both of these characters. So I think the way that I kind of see this is this powerful person has like something maybe on this person. That's why they're overthinking, is because this powerful person has something on them, and if they're going to tell someone, and then what's going to happen. But this person, I think, is being kind of like protected by this person, this force over here, and kind of stifling them. So they kind of have a common ground, and they also may be friends, or like this person could be an ex-jilted lover to this person, but like secretly interested in this person, and they both don't like it, so they're like, hey, have you had any experience with this person, right? So that's what I'm thinking. But let's pull some Kipper. Like, let's just get some more information with the Kipper. So these two cards, we're not gonna read them together, so I'm gonna draw a card, and we are gonna start with that one and explain that one. So this is kind of the outside influence. That's kind of, okay. So these two knew nothing about each other prior to this. However, a letter or some sort of correspondence came to these characters, and it's not this person. It's a mysterious outsider who sees what's going on between both people, because I think this person, whoever sent the letter, the outside influence, the person, because I have to believe this is a person who sent the outside influence, the letter. I can't imagine it be a corporation, but I think whoever sent this knows this person, and by proxy knows these two people. Maybe personally hangs out with them, right? Or at least one of them. But that definitely, like, brings a mystery, because maybe in this letter they instruct them to meet, these two specifically, to meet, to talk about their experience. And maybe grow from it? Who knows? But let's pull another card to see what kind of direction this takes because of this letter. Like, what did this letter do to these characters? One more good shuffle. Sorrow. Okay. So, the general direction is whatever this was, this correspondence, this document, this letter that was mailed, it's official. Like, someone sent them, so my whole thought process on this has changed. I think these two people knew each other, probably, not saying romantically, but in a professional setting, or maybe was a friend. They were friends to each other. Maybe they even could have been lovers. But I think this is between two people who feel anchored to something that's holding them back, that's making them overthink a situation, that's keeping them from exploring greener pastures, right? And it's maybe this bear, this intimidating force is the other feeling like one is trying to dominate the other in one way or another. Like, maybe she feels stifled, or he feels stifled, right? Like, because he can't explore that, and he wants to, but because of this partner's involvement in there, they feel that this partner is dominating them, like, kind of restricting them, holding them a little too close, right? Anchoring them in place because of this domination over them, this need to control, to, like, maybe even put fear into them. That's probably what this person is feeling with this card. And the same, this person could feel that this person, this character B, is obsessive, or, like, has something on them, so they feel like they're the ones dominating their life, that's causing them this excess worry, that's not allowing them to rest in the situation. It's because they feel like they can say something. Maybe that is true, I don't know, maybe, but maybe not true, right? Or maybe blackmail, like, this person's worrying about something that really, something that's really not the case. But that being said, with everything going on, this letter to me seems like an official letter. A letter that you would send maybe to, like, a friend as a deceased, I can't say it, desist and deceased, I don't know. One of those letters where they tell you to stop it because you're infringing on my thing, right? This could be, a summons, because maybe one is suing the other for something, taking them to court to settle something. Or it could be a divorce, divorce letters, or divorce papers, that the partners are taking to each other. But whatever this letter is between these two, the friends, business partners, lovers, it's not gonna, let me move this closer. It's not going to end well. It's gonna be, if I can focus my card. This is going to be a sad situation for both parties. This isn't going to end well. I think both parties are going to get hurt in whatever is going on in this situation that is requiring such extreme measures, you know, because you don't really send someone legal or like, because I think this is legal. This, to me, feels like legal documents being sent to the other person in this situation with the bear and anchor. So, and most legal situations, depending on what they are not good. They don't really end well for one party or both parties involved in the proceedings. So that's why I think it ends with grief and sorrow. That's kind of what I was getting for this.